This is why we're here today, right over here. The ARH hospital's parking lot. As you go out the entrance, or out the exit to get back on the road right there, it's right here. You can't miss it. Little graveyard. Thing is, there's another one too. I had heard rumors that there was one behind this. Alright, I'm gonna head on up here in just in a second and go check out this other graveyard right back up here on the hill. Got another mountain to climb, y'all, every time I walk out my door. I don't mind though, I'm just kidding. I kind of like it, you know, climbing the mountains, and I get bored sitting around the house. I get bored easily. I'd rather be out climbing a mountain, making a video for you guys, looking for some old historic site or lost grave or something from our history that probably needs to be brought back. I like that kind of stuff. I like coming out here and doing this. Okay, this right here is Westy, excuse me, W-E-S-T-Y, Westy. Born in 1890 and passed away in 1956. Now you can see, well, no, I take it back. Start so you can see the other graveyard you can't see. It's down here around that path, but anyway. Okay, go around here. James S. Curry, April 12th, 1907 to March 2nd, 1949. Okay, step over that one. And look at these back in here. Look at all that. Trent, I see a 1904 to 1904. Can't make out the name, but it's a stillborn apparently. Probably have to drop the backpack here in a minute. It's catching on stuff. You see there's one here, but this is sunken. There's a grave right here too, an old one. Old fence post from 100 years ago. Look at this. They're just scattered around. They're all over the place here. Look at this, man. This is crazy. I see one way up there in the brush too. All right, let me drop the backpack. This is gonna take a minute. Elizabeth M. Deskins, May 4th, 1860 to July 21st, 1915. Okay, there's one that's fell. That was one of those kiosks. You can see it laying there and the platform here. And there's a baby's grave next to it. Could be a footstone, but I've noticed a lot of baby graves like that over the years. Let me step over here, go around. Let's see. Hendris, Frank Hendris, 1903 to 1903, July to December. Look at this place. This is wild looking, isn't it? Some broken graves everywhere. Broken stones knocked over. Huh. I bet very, 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 very few people know this is even up here nowadays. A 1-year-old Earl, son of H.M. Lunda, L-U-N-D-A, 1900 to 1901. That look familiar to anybody? It's got scratch marks. Bear? Now it looks like somebody's, I don't know. Thought maybe somebody barked it trying to kill the tree, but it looks like an animal, don't it? Looks like a bear or something. Alright. Let's see. Trent. It's Thursey J. Get the leaves out of my face. Thursey J. 1863 to 1930. George W Trent. 1860 to 1936. Something is digging. Look at that. There's another one. And there's one. Something. Whoa. Something is digging out around these trees. I have no clue what that could be. Look at that. There's another one. Just like the first one. Oh, there's one too. Two more. Huh. Something's digging all the trees out. Okay. Head up. Up the hill. I can see them all over here. There. There's a whole bunch of graves up here. Like they go on up the hill too. That one's a baby. Has a little lamb on it. Allan Maguire, 1899 to 1917. Wow, look at these. Maguire. Wow. I had no clue all this was up here. This thing is big. Should have brought 3 batteries just for this. Old abandoned graveyard behind the pretty historic one. That is wild. See, here's one. Here's a double. That's a double plot right there. Looks like it goes up too. Nelson. Polly Nelson, 1876 to 1933, and Will Nelson, 1872 to 1933. Wow, they're all out through here. I see more. Lewis Bud Nelson, 1931 to 1941, 10 years old. George Nelson, 1899 to 1964. Okay, that fell off of there. Look at this one. I just see a little bit of military bronze sticking out. Nelson, Rush Nelson. Rush Nelson, Kentucky, A2C 10 Cam, SQAF Air Force, 1937 to 1966. I see some more too. This graveyard is considerably bigger than I thought it was. Okay, that's those. That's George. And that's Bud. Okay. Unmarked. Well, stone. It's marked, but no name. I bet almost nobody knows this is up here. Jane Atkins, 1892 to 1937. Lizzie Fields, in loving memory, no dates. Aileen N. Oliver, trying to be careful, that's a thorn. 1922 to 1948. Let him go real easy. Like holding a snake, almost. Allan T Atkins, 1881 to 1953. This one's a baby. Has the lamb. And over gently. Put it where it goes. Billy Lloyd Stanley, 1930, 1943. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna set that back up there. There, it's a little better. Okay. And this 100% most certainly is abandoned. Wow, wind. Look at that. A hurricane up in here. Wow, it really is. I hope my bike's still standing. Okay, I think I see a little speck of red. Okay. This is Leroy F. Brown, 1860 to 1936. And Haley S. Brown, 1887 to 1963. Okay. Looks as though this goes out and goes right back up that way, so I'll follow the ridge line. Try to cover the perimeter. Ooh, go around that. Yep, there's more up here. Okay, that's the one I stood up. Wow. I think looks like a clear weather hurricane blowing in. I think I'm okay. I told her I'm way back up on the hill behind that little cemetery. There's a great big old one up here that the newest grave I found so far was like 54. And she's very excited about it. She says, you know, probably no one even knows this is here. Yeah, I kind of figured that too. It looks that way, don't it? It looks like it. Man, that wind is fierce. Look at that. Oh, my bike's still standing up. I can't even see it from here. This is Mildred Nichols, born in 1918, passed away in 1922. Wow. Check that out, y'all. Okay, I see a piece of an old fence right there going down. But there's still graves up here. I see 3 right here. Unmarked. Fieldstone, 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 fieldstone. That has to be a baby. That's a child there. It's a really short one. What have we got back here? Now look at this. You can see an old plot down here, up that way, and back. I guess y'all see that, right? The rock. There's one stone marking this one. Presumably someone next door, but no stone. Next door. Beside. Probably be a better way to put it, wouldn't it? Wow, look at this. This is unbelievable. Little adventure, ain't it? Okay. This is a really, really old one, guys. Look at this. I mean the graveyard in general, but JAS MS small. Looks like smile, but it's small. 1864. I just bet you there's more down that way too. That is wild, isn't it? Just laying there, a rock laying on the ground. 1864. Scratched into it. There's one. This is totally wild. I love finding old stuff like this. I mean, I know it's, you know, it's just a graveyard, but I love finding old stuff like this. Go through and see who's here and some of the amazing lives they lived. You never know. This is Willie Robinette, 1917 to 1962. Emma Robinette, April 15th, 1819. A spider on my hand. 1819. Look at that. There's an old one too. This is amazing. I had no clue that this was up here. I mean, look at this. There's some more too. I see a wall going out and all the way around. I couldn't even see that from below. Here's some. It says Father W.M. Will. I'm assuming it's William M. Slater, presumably. 1862 to 1952. Nice long life anyway, right? Well, this one, you can see there's an old stone here. Nothing on it. A little marker right there. Also nothing. There's one, and there's that square I showed you from above right there, which just completely fell apart. Okay. Right, I have not been up here. Came up that way, out there, and back around. Okay. Mary Polly Maynard, 1840 to 1917. I can tell you now, Heather's going to have a field day with this, because I'm pretty sure this is not documented at all. I don't think any of these are. This is Nancy Maynard Slater, 1866 to 1911. I just saw one. There it is. I knew I saw one here somewhere. Wallace Slater, 1898 to 1942. Just imagine, you know, the lives that these people lived, you know, 100 years before we were even a thought, you know, before we were even a dirty thought in your dad's mind. You know, these people had already been born and lived a life, and there's something right here. It looks like several of them piled up. Yeah, that's got letters on it. You can't read it, but there's letters on it. Looks like several of them got piled up somehow. Okay, now where'd that fence go? All right. Okay, I don't see anything out that way, but there probably is. In all likelihood, I'd say this whole hillside was cleared at one time, and this whole place was graveyard. Yeah, look at that. There's a double. I see some kind of post sticking up out of the ground. Two of them. There's one on the other side too. So there's a double right there. There's a double. Got more posts down there. All right, how do we get down that way? Here. That's most likely husband and wife, side by side. Names lost for eternity. It's wild, isn't it? Side by side, forever. Nobody knows. Okay, that's the one that had the cable around it. There's an old fence post right there. Here. And here's one. Right here is some one. Let's see. Worn off. Too late. Too late for that one. You know how it is. You can only do what you can do. Document what you can find and do the best you can. That's all you can do. Right, here's one. But it's just totally wild, man, to me that this is even up here. I had no clue. And I have no idea what's doing that to all these trees. Bear? Huh. Seen beaver go after trees, but they don't dig out around them. They just chew them down. There's a military marble laying down. Look at that. I can't get out of it. No way. I have to have a shovel to dig that one out. Here, look at that. See part of it sticking out there, and the other half here. Let's see if we can tell anything. Not with that stick we won't. There we go. Maynard, 1836. James C. Maynard. Born May 1896 to August of 1901. And we are back where we started. And although I am sure there's a bunch I missed, there's a bunch we got. So we'll get as many of them documented and do the little research and look up the stories, the interesting things that these people did and the amazing lives that they lived and what happened to them, how they came to wind up here. Alone and forgotten, huh? Completely forgotten. As far as I know, the only people that even know this is up here is the one dude that told me, Heather, and now you guys. As far as I know, that's the only ones that even aware that this is back here. I mean, the little one down by the road, I would imagine a few people know about, but I don't know about this one. Alright guys, I guess I've covered just about as much of this as I possibly could. Came up, went out that way, up through here, out that way, back across the hill, back down and got that upper section, and dropped down and went out that way. Near as I can tell, as near as I can tell, I have covered the entire graveyard up here and gotten everything that I could find. Look at that though. That's a pretty stone with a pillar on the side. Anyway guys, I guess I better get out of here, take this back home and hand it over to Heather and let the investigation part begin and see who's who and see exactly what happened up here. Be interesting to find out. Maybe we'll find out some information about the graveyard. Maybe we'll find some information about the people. But either way, should be very interesting. Digging up old history. Alright guys, I'm out of here. And we will see y'all next time on the Hillbilly Files. Leo out.